And you know what? It's on purpose that this happened. On purpose. On purpose that you saw this, that it gave you the idea. It's your universe trying to help you get through it. Because it wants to give you what you want. Gemini, welcome to your weekly reading. So this week we're doing something a little different. Because I intended to do this last week for the all signs reading, but found out I'm really wordy about things. And when I record the all signs, I want to record it all in one day. And it was going to take me like 3 hours to do it. And I get exhausted after that. So I'm not... So I was like, no, we're going to do this as the individual readings next week. Because it's interesting, I think. I think it's fun. So what we're doing today is we're doing a 3-card spread. First card is going to be, what is it that's holding you back in your relationships? Be it a new relationship or your current relationship, that kind of thing. Anything that's holding you back. A lot of times has to do with something from your past, far past, like childhood-ish, something like that usually. And then the second card is going to be, what is it that Gemini can consider for a different perspective on that stuff from the past? How can we help resolve that? How can we investigate it? That kind of thing. How can we even see it in the first place? Because the thing is that if you don't even know it's there, how can you let it go? Right? That's the hardest part about shadow work, is that if you don't know it's there, if it hasn't been triggered by someone or something, you can't let it go. That's the hard part, which means that you have to go through the pain first to be able to let something go. That's why it's called shadow work, not shadow play. Because it's work. So, third card, what we're going to do here is I'm going to teach you a little trick on how to program the universe. Because the universe is basically like a computer program, essentially. And you can treat it as such. You can treat it as such. Your literal programming is your astrological natal chart. That's your literal programming, and anybody else's literal programming. And the interactions of those are how things play out and reflect on the earth. And the thing is that more and more I look into astrology, which I've really learned a lot about it, and I'm getting really good at predicting things with just looking at somebody's chart. And it blows my mind. Blows my mind how it comes out. It blows my mind. So anyways, so with the universe being programmable, a lot of times the biggest struggle that we have in this universe is knowing when something is to happen, or when I should act on something, or when my next love is coming into my life so I can keep my eyes open. Or the next one that's meant for me, or whatever. You know, when you're leaving it up to the universe, which is what you should be doing on most cases, you want the universe to tell you when to be like, okay, now you can really look at this. Yeah. For example, no, I'll explain it to you here when we get to those cards. I'm going to ask for signs and patterns of what you should be looking for the alarm. Okay. All right. So Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Please show me, Gemini, what do they need to hear? What is it that's holding them back in relationships, please? We've got Page of Pentacles. Okay. And what should Gemini hold on to? Ooh, that's interesting. Okay. So what should Gemini consider for a new perspective? Judgment. Okay. Wow, only one card for you. Everybody's usually getting like 2, 3 cards, sometimes 6. Jesus. You're getting 1 card each. All right, so show me what patterns or signs that Gemini should consider using when they're programming the universe for their request. We've got 9 of Swords. Okay. 1 card each. Wow. That's crazy. Okay. I'm going to recommend, so we're going to go over this stuff here. Check your major placements here, as far as like the different ones that I've posted on this. That way then, if this doesn't fit for you or doesn't resonate or whatnot, you can check your other major placements. A lot of times your moon sign will resonate more. Okay. All right. So Page of Pentacles for What is it that's holding you back? So what a Page of Pentacles is, it references I mean, there's a lot of like good ideas. There's good idea, but there's not a lot of passion behind it to move forward with it, with this pentacle here. If it was wands, that's a lot of passion. If it was cups, it's a lot of like heart that's behind it. This is very grounded. So it's like kind of what it's kind of starting feeling like is a little bit of putting the brakes on things, slowing things down and everything. And that's holding you back in your relationships. You are keeping something away. You're keeping something about yourself away from people. You're protecting. It's making me think of the Four of Pentacles at the same time. So you're protecting something within. You're protecting something within and not wanting to show it to people. Something very valuable to you, because pentacles are money. Kitty just like growled or something over here. You're protecting something from everybody. And the thing is that it makes it so that I imagine, Gemini, that you want people to give you everything, right? You want them to give you their all. That might be important for you. Might be a big thing for you, that you want them to give you their all, just because in your past they haven't done the same for you, right? That's your ideal situation. You know, they haven't done the same for you, so you want a relationship that will do that. You want everything for that person, but you're not willing to give everything for yourself. As above, so below, okay? As within, so without. If you're not willing to give 100% of yourself, you cannot expect the universe to reflect back at you people that are willing to give you 100% of themselves. So, because it just reflects itself. And especially the fact that you're just like, why don't they want to just give me everything? Why don't they want to give me all of their heart? Why don't they want to tell me everything about themselves? You don't do it back to them. That's what this says to me. And this Judgment card here for the what you should consider. Look at how this girl in this image is giving everything within her to the divine. Giving everything within her to the divine. Letting it all fly free. Can't say my words today. Letting it all loose. Let it go. And the thing is that piece of you that you are protecting, I know that you are very concerned about it getting hurt. I know you're very concerned about it getting hurt and everything. But this also says trust. Trust in the divine. Trust in the divine plan. If you are willing, if you find somebody, now of course you're going to go through your own vetting process, right? You're going to go through your own vetting process. And if you find somebody who's worth just giving them everything that is you, if you find somebody that's worth it, do it. Take that leap, jump off that cliff, get it done. You're going to probably find the wildest ride you've ever been on. Probably find the wildest ride. Because I know you have your own vetting process. I mean, you're not going to just give it to anybody. There's some people that will give it to everybody, but you won't. You're not one of those. So I think that that's one of those... this Judgment card is saying to me, trust the plan. I have a distinct feeling that, I don't know, it feels arrogant for me to say this, but I'm going to say it. Just because it's popping into my head. Because you're watching this, it's going to help you see it, and you're going to be like, fine, fuck it. And you know what? It's on purpose that this happened. On purpose. On purpose that you saw this, that it gave you the idea. It's your universe trying to help you get through it because it wants to give you what you want. You just have to be willing to show it. So let's say you're going to go through here and you're going to program some stuff into the universe because you want to see when is the next love, my next meaningful love going to enter into my life, or could be anything else. When should I reach out to this person? When should I send out that resume? When should I blah, 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 whatever. When should I open my business? You're looking for an alarm. When is the best timing? And the universe will set it up so that it's good for you. Okay, it will set it up so that it is good for you. Notice that this is a 9. Universe loves 3, 6, 9. Factors of 3. Okay, this is a 9 of swords. So it could be, I actually think that you might be seeing like objects or birds. Could even be birds because this is an image of birds. You could be seeing objects in groups of 9, say crows, groups of 9, whatever, you see stones in groups of 9, you see blah, 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 whatever. That could be your recognition point. So the one thing I want to know is that you don't have to actively be looking for these things. I want you to set it and forget it. You just sit here and you tell the universe and you say it out loud using your voice because your voice is magic. It really is. It's magic. And so you put it out to the universe. And it's basically like praying to God like you did, if you ever were like Christian or a kid or whatever. Pray to God. Dear universe. Dear universe. And what I do is I set it like an alarm clock. Please show me blank multiple times over the course of a week when it's time for blank. That's what I usually do. When it's time for blank to come into my life for me to do something or whatever it is. I've been playing with this for a couple years. I've been doing this, and so I even did it to buy my house. So yeah, it's quite useful. I learned that from this dude that was on YouTube, actually. I learned that trick from a dude on YouTube. So he focuses a lot on the law of attraction, how to make the universe work for you. So if you do some search on YouTube for, I can't remember what his name is, unfortunately. So sorry. I can't remember his name, but if you do a search for law of attraction and lottery, because of course that's why I clicked on it. I don't play the lottery, but I was curious to what he was saying about things. So, but see if you can find his stuff on there. He'll explain a little bit more of how that works. It's fascinating. I was like, oh, that's a good idea. Because that's usually the biggest issues. You don't know when. You don't know when things have been set into place properly. Because when you are going through life and you're making decisions to do things, you're driving down your own personal yellow brick or rainbow road, right? Your own personal rainbow road as you're going through life. Rainbow road like Mario. And as you're making decisions down your major path, the universe is putting road pieces in front of you on where you're going as you're making decisions. And so you've got to give it time to do this. So if you set something in the universe, I'm going to recommend put a note in your phone or in your tablet or whatever you're doing, something that you're on all the time that that, okay, I put reminders for myself in here. Put a reminder for yourself what you set. Because the thing is that I set up an alarm for my house because I was relocating across the country. So I was looking at houses for months online, looking at houses for months because we were going to purchase as soon as we got here. And I was looking and looking and looking. And then so I programmed into the universe. I said, tell me when it's my house that is perfect for us, for this situation, for where we are going, is on the market and ready to be purchased. And it's perfect for us. I said it with the number 963. And that was months before we moved here. So we move here. And within the month, I start seeing 963, 963. And I'm like, oh my God, one of my alarms is going off, but I can't remember what I said. So I'm like, I don't know, just keep my eyes open. Maybe it has to do with the house. Maybe, because I set things all the time. So I'm like, maybe it's that. So within 3 days, I had an offer on my house and we got it. And this house couldn't be more perfect. Couldn't be more perfect. The universe even included 963 in my address. That's how hilarious this is to me. I find that hilarious. I think that's so funny because the universe is like, I'm gonna one up you and even put it in the address. I'm like, I think it's so funny. So I do recommend doing that. I hope this helps with some stuff. With anything, be sure to check your other major placements. Yes, Kitty, I hear you. I know, I'm gonna open the door for you. Thanks so much for being here, Gemini. I'll see you next time.